Unbeaten tracks in Japan. Note on the Ise shrines. These temples of Ise, the Geku and the Naiku, called by the Japanese by a name which literally means the two great divine palaces, rank first among Shinto shrines in point of sanctity, and are the Shintoists even in the irreligious present. Tens of thousands of pilgrims still resort to them annually, and though the pilgrimage season is chiefly in the spring months, there is no time of the year in which there is an absolute cessation of visitors. A Japanese pilgrimage is not a solemn or holy thing, and the great shrine of Shinto pilgrimage possesses more than the usual number of vicious attractions. It is sufficient to describe the Geku shrine, which is exactly copied from the Naiku. Both stand in the midst of ancient cryptomeria, each stately tree in Shinto fancy worthy to be a god. But it is the camphor groves, the finest in Japan, covering the extensive and broken grounds with their dark magnificence, which so impress a stranger with a unique gratitude as to make him forget the bareness and meanness of the shrines which they overshadow. The grand entrance is reached from Yamada by crossing a handsome bridge, which leads to a wide space enclosed by banks, faced with stone. On the right is a building occupied by the temple attendants, where fragments of the wood used in building the shrines, packets of the rice offered to the gods, and sundry other charms are offered for sale. Close to this, there is a massive torii, the entrance to the temple grounds, which are of great extent, and contain hills, ravines, groves, and streams. Very broad and finely gravelled roads with granite margins and standard lamps at intervals intersect them, and the torii stone bridges, stone staircases, and stone-faced embankments are all on a grand scale and in perfect repair. On the left hand within the entrance, there are some plain buildings, one of which is occupied by several temple attendants in white silk vestments, whose business it is to sell the oharai to all comers. Heavy curtains with the Mikado's crest upon them are draped over the entrances to this, and the building at the gate, and may be taken as indicating that Shinto is under state patronage. Passing through stately groves by a stately road and under a second massive torii, the visitor reaches the famous Geku shrine, and even in spite of Mr. Sato's realistic description, is stricken with a feeling of disappointment, for he is suddenly brought up by a great oblong enclosure of neatly planted wood, the upright posts, which are just over 9 feet high, being planted at distances of 6 feet, the intervals being completely filled up with closely fitting and very heavy planking laid horizontally. The only ornaments are bamboo receptacles on each post, containing sprigs of Cleyera japonica, changed occasionally. In the northeast corner, within a special enclosure, there is another plain building in which the water and food offered to the god of the Geku are set out. The daily offerings to the principal deity consist of 16 saucers of rice, 4 saucers of salt, 4 cups of water, and such fish, birds, and vegetables as may be contributed by the surrounding villages, and the 3 secondary deities receive 1/2 each. The chief deity of the Geku is the goddess of food, and of the Naiku, the great sun goddess. Having followed Shinto to its center at Ise, the bare wooden building, which is the kennel of the Geku enclosure, in the Shinto Holy of Holies, assumes a very special interest. But here again, there's nothing but disappointment, for the shoden only contains 4 boxes of unpainted wood, furnished with light handles, resting on low stands, and covered with what is said to be white silk. In its box is a mirror wrapped in a brocade bag, which is never renewed, only recovered. The Geku was founded in the year 478 AD, and it has been customary from time immemorial to rebuild the temple alternately on either side once in 20 years. The Naiku had the same fourfold enclosure as the Geku. There are several smaller shrines within the groves, but they are unimportant. The river Isuzu flows through the camphor woods, and in it the pilgrims wash their hands before worshiping at the temple. The Ise shrines were unknown to Europeans till 1872, when the government very liberally gave Mr. Sato and a small party of foreigners the opportunity of visiting them. They are now open to passport holders until certain restrictions, and singularly interesting to those who have made either an original or second-hand study of Shinto. For relics of Ise are in every house. The deities of Ise are at the head of the national pantheon. A pilgrim to Ise forms an episode in the life of every Shintoist, and throughout Japan, thousands of heads are daily bowed in the direction of the divine palaces of the most holy god of Ise.